Hello, hello! It has been, well, for this channel, a few days longer than average. But there's a very good reason for that, as, first and foremost, hello, welcome. I am your host, Levitome. You can leave it to me, Levitome. But it has been, yeah, well, a day, a day off, a day later. Oh well. The reason being, if you haven't yet, and if you haven't, I don't know why you're like, why not? But we did a few collaborative streams with very dear friends of mine these last couple days on Steenimo's channel. Which, if you want to see what happened, go ahead and check out the YouTube VOD archive to see what kind of shenanigans the Chaos Beans got into. Uh, hashtag plugging alternative things as we are not yet an affiliate here, VODs don't tend to stick around. So, YouTube, for now, is going to be the primary way to see, as of this very second, everything that I've ever done that survived data corruption and, you know. Ah! Hi, Major! Thank you for joining the court! Thank you. Uh, how were you? No. I, I don't know. That's a good question. I am somewhat of a much more once in a blue moon kind of streamer on my own channel, which is leading into like, I think it kind of fits the whole theming and motif of the moon, but it's all right. Thank you. Uh, as I was saying though, as I am still on the path to affiliate on Twitch, my VODs don't stick around, so YouTube will be the place to see everything I've been able to salvage and uh, relocate for posterity's sake. For now, though, this past Friday and Saturday, we did some very, very fun collaborative streams with Steenimo and Malfaka, both on Twitch and Twitter at Steenimo and at Malfaka. In order to raise awareness and try and get some additional eyeballs on Steenimo's, once again, spearheading charitable efforts. They're in the link in the chat. Also, if you're seeing this in the future, it may be already too late, but it's alright. We appreciate you greatly, anyways, and I'm sure there will be ever more charitable efforts to keep eyes on and let people hear about. Otherwise, who knows? They might not learn of it. For now, though, those of you here presently, and I guess I'll do this again later on. Steenimo has once again spearheaded a Chaos Bean, Good Beans Squad charitable relief effort drive, which has been fantastically successful beyond our wildest expectations. And, well, anyone who donates right now, I won't see it, but Steen will, and I'm sure wherever she is, she will freak out and start crying because of people's kindness, and you know what? No one tell her about that. Just, just give what you can, don't tell her I'm doing that. She'll find out, and it'll be really, really fun. It's just a bolt out of the blue. Levy, what did you do? Like, nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. It's fine. It's cool. It's gravy. Uh, Other than that, though, uh, thank you for joining me here, and let's get on with the show. As we are approaching, come on, do as I command. There we go. Shaka! Ah! Oh, yes, good. Good, all is working. Uh, as I'm in a bit of a experimental phase with new technologies, I keep forgetting my antlers, and I don't know how to make it on the actual model to do what I want. So I'm kind of improvising. It's fine though. Eventually, I'll figure something out, or hire someone who is far more experienced and knowledgeable than myself, or at least learn from them, which is what we do. If you don't know how to do something yourself, find someone who does and learn from them. That is the best way to progress, which is great. Oh, thank you. I hope it works well. I mean, it's not really 3D like everything else, but it's good. Not teach you. I could. I could. What little I know right now, I could actually give some pointers if you like. Uh, but along with that, we're approaching the final stretch of Dark Souls 1 Remastered. All we have left now is, in the main game, to walk down some stairs. But we're not going to go there just yet, as we have an entire DLC to do, which, depending on how Unga Bunga serves us, maybe a short while, maybe a long while. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a long time since I've played DS1 100%, beginning to end, DLC included. But for now, let's head on to that DLC. There's also been a lot of topics about how this world works and how things are actually unfolding that I haven't been able to touch on because there are some things we only learn through the DLC, which will be fine as we will find that information. And I need to remember how to get there. We want to go to the Valley of the Drakes, I think. No? Okay, hang on. Sunlight Altar, no. Chamber Princess, no. Gravelord, no. Stone Drake, no. The parish might be where we need to go. So that gets to Andre. Oh, you know what? We can actually just go up the stairs here. Griggs. Right. Okay, so currently, due to our lack of intelligence as a stat, we can't really do a lot with Griggs and Big Hat Logan. Though they will sell to us, we also don't have the souls to purchase the items that would allow us to progress their storylines. Which I made mention before that I'll probably do another playthrough for the sorcery lore, which may be a good while away. I do have certain things I want to really dive deep into. Things I have not yet played myself, and things that I've only read through, and some things that I want to get to. Ow, you! Rude. Then, of course, there's also the prospect of playing Dark Souls 2 again, which it has merit, and it is a fine and upstanding addition to the series. It's just not... it's not a great Dark Souls game, if that makes any sense. It's a fine game, I believe, and there's actually a lot of DS2 apologists on many different forums and messaging systems with, I probably should have done that. I should have done that! I forgot. It's fine. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. Oh. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot which game I was playing. It's fine. The grievances I have with Dark Souls 2 is that it it wasn't created by the same director that created DS1 and Bloodborne and basically all the other Dark Souls games. So there's a lot of why am I doing that? Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. I can. Fire. Good. No. Okay. Good. If I block the fire, it's fine. DS2 has some very strange creative choices by the not director of the rest of the games. As such, it doesn't flow as seamlessly as every other game. And it very heavily misunderstands the theme of the game. As such, what they actually do create with it is, like, by no small feat, a very wonderful story of its own. It's just not something that would or could happen with the series as we understand it going backwards and forwards. It's still a fine game, and excuse me, I am complaining here. Thank you. There are still some fantastic moments in that game, and a lot of it... Excuse me? Okay, I'm gonna ignore that. There are a lot of fantastic character moments in Dark Souls 2. Story-wise, it's not that coherent, I'll say. It's not very... It's not well planned out, I'll say. I get what they're going for, but it's not a good Dark Souls story, which is fine. Without the actual director there, they made some very interesting work, which has merit on its own. It's just really hard to play. It's like it's a massive divergence from what made every other game's such high contenders for my favorites list. There we are. Now, eagle-eyed viewers out there, we've been here before, but we found the golden golem over here. Well, this is possibly one of my favorite stories slash... oh. Huh. Yes, there definitely is a storyline and a long, sprawling epic within the Dark Souls and like all the Souls series, except for Bloodborne, which has a lot of self-contained stories to tell. But it's because it's limited to the one game so far. Dark Souls 1 and 3 have very strong, direct ties in story. Dark Souls 2 reads much more like fan fiction, where someone who was really into, like, oh, you're falling apart, every time you die, you're actually withering away into nothingness. Like, oh, it's that's such. I want to make a story about that. I want to make a game about that. Okay. The problem with that, I feel, is that they are missing the point of the series. Initially started here, is that, well, in Demon Souls is where it initially started, but in Dark Souls, every death, it's up to you if you stay down for the count. So, in the canon of the game, all the players are all chosen undead in their own timelines. And whenever you have co-op or invasions, that's one timeline briefly converging with another. So, multiple chosen undead are canon to the lore of the story. You meet NPCs throughout the lands that they themselves are also other chosen undead from their own worlds, crossing through into yours occasionally. There's also people who sometimes cross over in a group. It gets a little murky. But all these undead, like the player themselves is an undead. But those guys earlier that I swung at and they just stayed down, they're not technically dead. They have just dropped down and at this moment don't have the will to persevere and keep going and stand back up again. Once I go to a bonfire, they will, and that's when they quote-unquote reset. But for every player of Dark Souls that starts up and quits, canonically that undead has gone hollow and lost the will to go on, because they have lost you, that critical component of the human spirit that can keep going forever, onwards, forwards, upwards. We have literally fought the founding deities that have created the world we know of, insofar as we can understand it. And we took their souls and we fed it to a brazier that opened a door, and we're gonna go fight the king of all the gods, basically. This setting's Zeus, or... well, no, Zeus is a good analog for him. Yeah. But yeah, it's the kind of thing I very greatly enjoy, and the kind of thing that in Endwalker... Oof. Spoiler alert for Endwalker, and I'll try to be as vague as possible still. The nature of the human spirit and the will to go on and the will to literally break the bonds that constrain you, spiritually or physically or mentally, and to push further. Oh, hello! Welcome, Z! What a good... oh, yeah? Gonna fight some gods. Well, we, as so far, already have fought some gods. We have... oh, I don't have the souls anymore because I threw them into a fire, and I basically used the creation, the deities who governed life, death, and 2 portions of light I have already thrown into a bowl to open a door, so... yeah. It's good stuff, though. But, as I was saying, like, that kind of thing, the concept behind Limit Break is an ever-present theme in this game specifically. Like, that's the fastest, easiest way I can describe what I enjoy so much about this. Because it is about, can you keep going? Yes, the demon just crushed your bones into dust and you have lost all your souls and you've been kicked back to your last checkpoint. Can you get back up again? Is that enough to keep you down? And the answer is always going to be no. It's going to be, thank you, sir, may I have another? I didn't hear any bell, and I didn't hear any fat lady sing. So, we're going to keep dancing this dance. Well, it's not masochism. I just believe in the power of the human spirit, and I refuse to let a challenge that I know I can overcome that would keep me down. Hey! Yeah! Welcome, Steen! I remembered my antlers this time, and hopefully I will stop forgetting about them, because I feel they add a special unique touch. But yes, you're all just in time, as we are about to trigger the DLC, and I'm going to see just how far the idiot-proof Unga Bunga method gets us, as we currently have 50 strength and 30 endurance, and a scant 26 HP for vitality, which should be fine. We'll be fine. Unga Bunga. But we'll see how far that gets us, as this is a new thing that, since we crossed the threshold, has currently triggered. And into the hole we go. I should also mention, where is it? When they first introduced the DLC, they basically told the player base, okay, the DLC is now live, go find it. And there was a long time of people just scouring every inch of the game to find what changed to allow them to access the DLC. And what they found was, of course, a golden golem being where that portal was. But then you break it open, you meet Dusk of Ulasil, and then nothing really comes of it. Yeah, you move along. You go another quarter through the game, and you find another golden golem. And this one has a broken pendant. Half of a broken stone pendant. The vine appears to originate from Ulasil. A powerful magic can be sensed from this ancient stone, yet men of this time can neither manipulate nor sense its power, which has a distinct air consisting of both reverence and nostalgia. So once you get this, you basically need to once again scour the globe until you find something has changed. That portal is what appears once you have this pendant. And seeing as we also free Dusk of Ulasil from that same area, from within the stone golem, we now can put two and two together that this is probably Ulasil. Or at the very least, something close to it. A land of ancient sorceries. As Ulasil, Dusk herself told us that she is from a time long past. And yes, it's lit, but not as much as this. Now we face the Sanctuary Guardian. Right. Okay. Now because I like style points, I need to get around your ass. Oh, God! Okay. Okay. That damage is not bad. That's not nothing. But I need to get up this thing's butt. Need to get up there. Down. Ah. No! Damn it. Did you say? Up the butt! I did! Ah! Okay. We got this. Just looking at the damage I can do, it can definitely... Oh, no! I can definitely kill it, but I don't want to. Not yet. Oh, God, I can't run. Ah. Come on. Come on. I don't want to have to do this again later. I don't. Okay, good to know. I can tank that hit. No! Yes! Okay. Now we can kill it with impunity. Now, here's where it gets serious and it kills me for no reason. Ow. God. Yes. Damn it. Okay. Oh, I missed! How could I miss? Yep. Okay. Okay. But can confirm, I am capable of killing it. I just... I didn't sit down! I didn't sit down. Where? Gotta go. Okay, it's towards the giants. The abyss. I did not sit down. That's a damn shame, because now I've got to walk all the way back down there. But I did get the part that was most important. The Guardian Tail. See, it is a whip, sliced tail of the Sanctuary Guardian. This flexible, spiked, and highly poisonous tail would make a rather obnoxious weapon. What's neat? Alrighty then. Oh, okay, this thing sucks. Oh, I hate this thing. Oh, I hate it. What the? Wait, is it a dexterity weapon? No. I sense shenanigans afoot. Boy. Okay. So this time I'm definitely going to sit down because I thought for sure that I would have been able to kill it without dying. So that was my own hubris. Well, she's a very classy lady. She goes to school. Ah. Okay. Say what you will about hollows, they are doggedly determined. Unfortunately, they cannot kill me. Oh, we also picked up Ulasil. I keep calling her Ulasil. Dusk's dress. Which, chronologically speaking, I don't know why it's there. Antiquated dress. A dress from the ancient fallen land of Ulasil. Its ivory-colored silk features elaborate embroidery and is imbued with ancient magic power. One cannot expect any physical protection from this garment, as it was not meant to be worn in battle. Huh. Crown of Dusk. Special magic crown bestowed upon Dusk, Princess of Ulasil, upon her birth. Its wearer is blessed by all manner of magic. This raises the power and effect of the wearer's magic, but damage suffered by magic attack also rises. Huh. The damage suffered by magic attack. She goes to a different time zone is where she goes. But that is interesting, because I don't think I ever... I don't think I ever read that my first time around. If I did, it's, once again, been a long time since I've read any of these item descriptions, especially for the DLC. But this time, for sure, we will sit down and not Well, now that I have the tail, I don't need to be as careful with attacking this thing. Because the only other time you can get that tail cut is from further down the line, where it becomes incredibly more difficult to get. So it's not something I was looking forward to, but I got it, so we can wipe this thing out, no problem. And you know what? We'll get a second look at whatever this thing is that grabs us, which is... It's hard to tell what we're looking at. Okay, first of all, let's X-ray garden. Tougher than Thuckatash indeed, Major. Oh, you guys, don't worry, I got this. It's in my power, and this cat will rue the day. Wait. I never put my fireball back on. Ah, boy. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Okay. Weapon, bro. Oh, that's why I took it off, because it was damaged. Oh, I forgot to repair my weapon. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Round 2. It's fine. Okay. Oh, my soul is... Okay. Now no more playtime. We will kill you. Manticore monster. Damn it. Manticore. No! Damn it! Okay, we got this. I'll take him low! Good. Unga. Ah. What? Okay. It's fine. Good. He missed. That one didn't miss. But it's fine. Okay. Damn. Oh, why does he hurt so much? Okay, take a swing. No, okay. Yeah. You fool! Oh, I'm a fool. You know what? Take a look. No. Ah! I missed. Oh my god, no. Oh, the stamina. I never put my stamina ring back on. Damn it. Ah! Fired and I missed indeed. Well, we did it. And we did not die like a chump. Super Saiyan. Super easy. You know, it'd be really tricky is if, you know, there were more than one or additional threats. That would also be terrible. Well, the sword's not broken. My fireball is weapon appropriate. I've got to go repair that. Oh, and let's take a look at its soul. Which now that we've gotten further into the game, More enemies have been dropping unique souls like these. More bosses, rather. At the beginning of the game, they didn't really tend to, and we find out, oh, it's because they were just tougher demons or monsters we would later fight down the line. But this has a soul. Soul of the White-Winged Lion, Sanctuary Watchkeeper. That's a mouthful. Who dreaded the spread of the abyss. Wait. Soul of the White-Winged Lion, Sanctuary Watchkeeper, who dreaded the spread of the abyss. The Guardian exhibited traits of several animals other than lions, suggesting that it was no ordinary beast, but rather closer to beings known as demons. Huh. Now, in this setting, as we learned in our last go around, demons in this world all came from the same source. In the effort to try and replicate the first flame that ushered in the era of prosperity, uh, the Witch of Izalith tried to take her Lord Soul of life and use it to mimic the effects of the first flame. The first flame that gave birth to disparity of light and dark, of life and death. But in trying to take 1/4 of what was initially the Big Bang, essentially, and use that to create a second one to keep the world spinning, I guess. The Witch of Izalith made a horrible mistake, and it's my belief that when trying to use the life soul to its fullest extent and fullest potential, the life soul alone needs light and dark and death to balance it out, so to speak. As when she tried to create life using only the life soul, uh, it kind of went awry. It mutated and became the Chaos Flame, and everything that it touched mutated with uncontrolled growth and multiple creature aspects growing out of them. So, once upon a time, we fought a Chaos Witch named Quelaag, and she was human for the most part, except for the lower body being that of a completely separate, gigantic lava spider. And another one was the Capra Demon, which was this kind of humanoid but also goat-like demon. The Taurus Demon's also this quasi-humanoid, gigantic bull demon. But those all came from the same source, the Chaos Flame, the bed of chaos that gave birth to these amalgamated life forms, much like the Manticore. Genetic chimeras of sorts. So that's happening here and now is a very troubling discovery to make. Also, there's something moving over here. Not to mention this whole very spooky garden. It's lit! Oh, if Matt was here as well, he'd be very excited by that. Hello!
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness, but Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior?
Okay. A good deal of information we have just learned. Dusk of Ulasil has been snatched away by the primeval human. What that means exactly, we will find out some more information, but she recognizes our scent with whatever she uses as an olfactory sensor. But we did save Dusk once before, why not again?
Thank you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary. Something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Urasil.
Neat. This might be why I thought for certain that repair powder had something to do with Ulasil, though the description does not mention anything about it. There are these sorceries that Dusk herself offered us, as well as the repair powder and the gold pine resin. But the repair powder, I believe, has very close ties with repair, the spell. An ancient sorcery of the lost land of Ulasil, repair equipped weapons and armor, which I cannot cast? No. It needs 14 intelligence, which I don't have. Which is a shame. Oh well. This sorcery is a part of everyday life in Ulasil. Its effects resemble repair powder, which must have found its way into the culture of this lost land. We also have the Ulasil Ivory Catalyst. I mean, we've gone over these before, and suffice to say, in summary, Ulasil's sorceries are not the same sorceries we know in the current day. In the current day, it's about manipulation of your soul's energy and projecting that as a harmful force in the world. Where the sorceries of Ulasil are peaceful and kind, I would say. They bend the nature of light around whatever it is that you are attempting to manipulate. For hidden weapon, it hides it under the bending of light to create an invisible weapon. For hidden body, it's doing the same as well, but in a different way, where nothing in this world can achieve perfect invisibility, as you would dissipate yourself and be lost forever, which is a fascinating concept in its own right, because that kind of makes it sound like you're using this magic to dissolve yourself, and doing it too far will erase you, I guess. Then, of course, cast light, chameleon, literally bend the light around you to resemble another object. Now, for this catalyst, formed by ancient white bark branches, the white bark boosts. Wait, I think we read this as well. This was the confirmation. The white bark boosts sorcery adjustment, but the sorceries of this lost land are gentle and not affected by intelligence. Yeah. Let's get some more information, though, now that we have some additional context.
Thou shalt see further on, an abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Ulasil. Knight Artorius came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable. Still, I have faith that Princess Dusk may be rescued yet.
Up until now, we've met Knight Ornstein, the Lion Knight, one of Gwyn's four knights. We've seen the grave of Artorius, the Wolf Knight, one of Gwyn's four knights. Behind it, we found the Hornet Knight ring, which is also the ring of. I don't know if they said their name. I'll look at that later. But we've seen each of these knights, or at least what became of them. And we have some items that allow us to know exactly who these knights are. Except for Ornstein, because I killed Smog first instead, and that boss fight, you only get the reward from whichever one. No, whichever one's alive at the end. So we killed Ornstein first, and so we got Smog's rewards. Which be another reason. Yeah, we'll deal with that in the future. But for now,
Thou shalt see further on, An
Okay.
abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Ulasine. Knight Artorius came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable. Still, I have faith that Princess Dusk may be rescued yet. May the flames guide thee.
Okay. So important things that we just learned there as well. Dusk has been taken by the primeval man, a beast that begat the dark. Capital D, dark. Artorias having no chance against the Abyss because he has nary a sliver of dark is important to note because Artorias is a lord. He is of the same race that the gods are, much like the other knights except for Hawkeye Golf, who is Hawkeye Golf. Okay, it doesn't say, so I won't say just yet. But Knight Artorias is one of the four knights of Gwyn. He was a lord, so he does not have. Hmm? You know what, Steen? Which part might mess you up? The talking mushroom? Is it the talking mushroom? It might be. Did I check to see if your mic was on your actual mic? I will double check just to be sure. Because that would be terrible. Do I sound very far away, or is it just quieter than average? Let's see. Settings. Let's see. RTO. Desktop audio. Hotkeys. Maybe it's input. I think everything should be good. Oh, I did set my voice level down a little lower than normal. Uh, how about that? How's this? Also, yeah, it could be more mellow today. It's much less high octane like it has been the last couple days. I'm also trying to take special care to not be as throaty. Uh, just because taking care of your voice is very important. So uh, this is a very chill moment in the game, and as it's a game I very much adore, I'm far more comfortable with familiarity. Sounds good? Okay. Good, good. But yeah, that's all it was. I did adjust some levels. But yes, as Artorias is a lord from the City of the Lords, of the same race that Lord Gwyn is, his people are more closely tied to the light soul, much like the witches of Izalith were tied to the life soul. So when the life soul was corrupted, so were all of they, for the most part. Uh, the light soul is tied to the gods and the lords of Anor and the death soul is tied to Lord Nito, and much more of the true undead, I'll say. The whole skeletons rising up thing and the manipulation of that borderline between what is actually truly dead and what is just dead for now. I said, yeah, I feel that, Major. It's good background noise, and for the most part, I won't be screaming nearly as much. Unless I make a grave error and get half eaten by a giant worm monster. But that's already passed. I don't think that's going to happen just yet. Uh, but also, with that in mind, with the knowledge that the life soul is more constrained within the witches and demons, the light soul being having to do with the gods and the lords, death soul, of course, claiming all that come its way, as death is indiscriminate. Uh, Notably, one that is left out. Yeah, here's something. Uh, what's notably left out is humankind. Mankind is left out. They are not gods, they are not lords, they are not witches, they are not undead in the way that a skeleton is undead. That in the intro cutscene, setting the stage for this world, the lords were addressed, the witches were addressed, and the dead were addressed. They also made mention of the furtive pygmy so easily forgotten, the one who claimed the dark soul. And as we have the dark sign signifies an accursed undead. Those branded with it are reborn after death, but will one day lose their mind and go hollow. Death triggers the dark sign, which returns its bearer to the last bonfire rested at, but at the cost of all humanity and souls. Uh, Only humans can bear the dark sign. As such, not every human is a bearer of the dark sign, but only humans can bear it, insofar as we are aware. That is because we, having ties to potentially the furtive pygmy, as they are the one who claimed the dark soul and we now bear the dark sign. And we are now hearing about the primeval man, the beast of the dark that is spreading the abyss. Well, that does not bode well for us, as we are now going to start learning a great many things. First of which is, while getting caught up in diving into lore, always remember to repair your items. Which I should repair my pyromancy flame, otherwise I won't be able to use it, and that's no bueno. Whoa. Let's just repair everything, just for safety's sake. Nope, nope. There we go. Whew. Okay. That's also a reason we picked up pyromancy for this. As however long as it took to get to it, we learned from Laurentius that the flame that you hold in your hand as a pyromancer is an extension of yourself. It is just as much a piece of you as the very concept of you as a person. In this world, souls are currency, they're strength, they are power. Oop. But they're not who you are. Right now, I have on my person nearly 40,000 souls, but that's not who I am, and that's not who anyone in this world is. Souls in this world are power. Whether they are collected or expended, they grant you some beneficial boon to have and to exert your will over. Oh, look at that. We hear some stuff out in the distance. Likewise, humanity. What the hell is that noise? I hear something howling in the distance. Uh, Likewise, humanity is a thing we can just hold in our hands. It is a rare, tiny black sprite found on corpses. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? Humanity as a concept. Oh, Guardian Gauntlets. The will to go on, the compassion you can feel for another, the everything you could ascribe to a person having humanity as a person is within that black sprite. The hollows we find in the world have lost their humanity, and as such, they have lost their minds, they've lost the vital essence that makes them who they were. As the more a hollow dies and the more they lose of themselves, the more mechanical in nature they become. If a lifelong soldier goes hollow, then they retain only that which they used most often. They retain some of their fighting instincts and their ability to overcome damage. Damn it. Oh boy. If a commoner goes hollow, oh god. They just become this mindless, flailing zombie. Ow, okay. Okay. Oh boy. When fellow adventurers and heroes from all across time go hollow, they become some of the most powerful undead to fight. As they'll retain their fighting abilities for much longer, as they are using it every day without pause. No. Okay. Okay. Sir, your Unga Bunga is very strong, but so is mine. Okay. Plenty of moss clumps. Also, for those that saw, while we didn't spend too much time in the Darkroot Basin, there were a bunch of scarecrows that would also drop these clumps of moss that we could use to some beneficial use, like curing poison or bleed or things like that, along with some likewise stone guardians. You know what? Just take a moment and read Guardian Gauntlets. I'll tell you why they were just sitting there to give us some context. Gauntlets of the Stone Knights, Guardians of the Forest Sanctuary. The Stone Knights are golems animated by magic, and their enchanted gauntlets are oppressively heavy. They're very good, though. Too heavy to wear for me right now, though. Oh boy. Here come the crew. And I forget where exactly it is I need to go. As there are many trees, but I think this is the right way. I think. Either which way, he's standing in front of an item that I want to pick up. So, let's do this. Is he gonna rumble? He rumble! Okay. Did I? Okay. I switched my ring. So we won't take nearly as much damage when we get tagged. Hopefully we won't get tagged. And we take out the giant. Good. Ha. Guardian leggings. So I guess they won't drop their armor, but they will drop upgrade materials. Which is great, because we're going to need some of that. For, Ah! Ew. Okay. It's been a long time, I forgot he shows up here. And... Footsteps? Ah, I see, I see. We're gonna take a hot minute before we find out what the heck is up with that dragon. But in the remastered version, I don't think I've ever got that clear a look at his eye. But he blinked at us and it was weird. Oh, well, that's fine. There we go. Ah. Yeah, if something would be called the Abyss, that's probably what we're looking at. Seeping up like black tar. Sounds of thunder in the air, but I'm not sure what that is. They did a marvelous job in remastering this game. There's some creative choices that they took that don't exactly line up with what actually should be visible. But that's alright, because we get stuff like being able to actually... Oh, don't mind the zombie face. Oh boy. Right. Okay, good. You remember, these guys are no joke. Interesting. Yeah, this place seems to be having a bit of like an infection spreading. Oh! Look at that! They're actually pruning the hedges. That's neat. Oh. They don't want me to take their gold. You're not even using it! Ah! Okay. Gold, likewise, has no value in the land in the current timeline in the game. There's no use for gold, as gold has lost all value, as the now common accepted currency is the only thing that will keep you strong and going. Souls! Ah, chip! I probably should have been paying more attention to my surroundings. Oh, but that's fine. That's fine. With the outbreak of undead and humans going hollow, souls became much more of a valued commodity, as having a lot of souls meant that you could become strong enough to defend yourself. It meant that you could become powerful enough to not fall prey to other creatures and entities that would normally be much stronger than you could ever hope to engage with. It's through the use of consuming souls that we as chosen undead have gone full unga bunga and become strong enough to challenge the gods that created the world. Well, created the modern era, I should say. Where did? Okay, so that's there. We'll go this direction. Yeah, boy. I did go into this area knowing that while I may not have been dying a lot in other zones, this is the one that's going to get me a lot. Okay, you know what? Let's take a look over here. Nothing else, but we're being chased. We'll keep going this way. Keep going that way. We don't need to fight these guys as they're gonna eat away at our resources much more than not. And we don't have a lot of resources to go around right now. So we'll do what we can. We will ignore what we are able to. We'll pick up our souls, first and foremost. And we will continue on to the next checkpoint, as this is Dark Souls 1. They don't litter checkpoints around like candy like they do in the future. Which isn't a problem for open world games like Elden Ring, where there's grace checkpoints like every 20 yards or so. In this one, though, you go a long while sometimes without, and sometimes... Okay, over here, that's what it is. Sometimes you just need to book it. Because fighting those guys is not worth it right now. And we'll also hope they don't fall and crush us, because that would also be a very bad time. Where was the next? Okay, I remember this part now. I remember this. So first off, over here. Oh, I see. Broken heart indeed. But look at this guy. This guy existing the same time directing Miyazaki was also creating Bloodborne made a lot of people think that this was the kind of little Easter egg, like, oh, well, the next game's going to be this, so let's hide a funny little guy in the DLC that looks like he's from Yarnum. Potentially. It's hard to say which came first. But a lot of things in the DLC here also go on to show up, even design-wise or skeleton animation-wise, show up in Bloodborne as well. They don't in Dark Souls 2 because Miyazaki didn't work on that. He worked on Bloodborne while they were making Dark Souls 2, and he then came back to make Dark Souls 3, which has a lot in common with Bloodborne. Like, it's very, very fast. Proportions are also kind of spindly, and that evolves further into Sekiro, and from there into Elden Ring. Because I don't think there's anything between Sekiro and Elden Ring. I think Sekiro was the last one to get made. It either which way.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past?
Given had I struggled more in the basin, we'd have seen much more of those grass guys and much more of those stone golems. As I kind of cleared through there pretty easily, we didn't spend too much time looking at them. But this is our first clue. It's like, hey, you know all this familiar terrain that is now not gloomy and dark, and these grassy, stabby tentacle grass people are very similar to these currently living scarecrow people. Maybe put two and two together that you're in the past.
Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us.
So like us, this guy's also from another time, pulled into the past instead of being a willing crossover.
Did you happen across Knight Artorias? The legendary abyss walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me.
What we know about Artorias, as of right this instant, before even talking to this guy, is that Knight Artorias is the legendary hero from ages past who walked into the abyss and fought the beasts there and put them essentially put them to the sword and ended their spread of terror. We had to go find his grave and find his old companion, the Great Wolf Sif, who was this massive double-decker bus-sized wolf who wielded a greatsword proportionately sized for herself, and yeah, she beat our ass kind of handily. We eventually did overcome Sif and retrieved from her the Covenant of Artorias, which is a ring that we used to likewise tread the abyss, which where we fought the four kings who fell to dark, and we took the portion of the light soul Gwyn had entrusted to them and fed it into a bonfire. But now he's telling us that he's seen Artorias, and whatever a colorless sort is, I'm not too sure what he means exactly by that. I have a guess, but I'm not too sure exactly.
So, what did that giant mushroom make you do?
Shut up!
Not that I care. It's none of my business.
Nothing. Don't ask, and I won't tell.
I've little to talk about, really. Oh, you know me. What do I know?
Do I? He's a strange guy, and he's got a lot of not much of anything. Now he's selling all these moss clumps and green blossoms. Does tell me he's been here for a while. Basic adventuring gear and items. He's got 8 humanities on him, which is good. We might want to invest in that if worse comes to worse.
So long.
Yeah, this guy has a candelabra, what looks like a doctor's bag, the most bloodborne of bloodborne equipment, and a smiling mask. Not to mention a top hat. This man is the most out of place figure in the entire game. If not the entire Souls series. He's the most out of place man. Okay, so that has opened up a shortcut to the beginning. Good. Right, and that's the hole into this area. Good, 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 good. Also, in the time between a majority of these videos being recorded, Dark Souls 3 servers have gone back online. There's been a lot of technical issues to hammer out to keep things flowing smoothly and not allow hackers to do what it is that they do to make the play experience worse for literally everyone else. I'm not going to go in detail into what they're doing exactly, just that old song and dance of people trying to ruin it for everyone else. And bleh. Now, here's where the death count is going to really start racking up some numbers. In fact, I may want to. Yeah, this will be fine. Here we go. And it begins! Eagle-eyed viewers may find some very familiar fighting style and attack moves that are very reminiscent of certain extremely popular pop culture figures. But, as the name says, this is Knight Artorias, the Abyss Walker himself. Ah. Okay. Okay, I can see. Okay, just let me take a second. That should do. Yes, okay, good. As we can see, using his sword right-handed, that is very much a great sword. And the reason he's using it one-handed, from the limp jelly-like jiggle of that arm, it is completely shattered. Which is an important note for later. And I missed the fireball. Oh well. No! That's fair. Knight Artorias, the Wolf Knight. Walker of the Abyss. Said in legend to defeat and destroy immense evil creatures in the Abyss. He doesn't look like he's doing too well right now. Right. Nope. I forgot something. As Elizabeth, the mushroom, mentioned, he had not a scrap of dark in him, and why would he? He's not a human. As such, fighting the Abyss, it looks like the Abyss won their kerfluffle. As, yeah, he's not looking too great. And I'm definitely going to need more than 4 Estus to fight him. He's also my #1 favorite character in the entirety of Dark Souls. For reasons we will find out pretty soon. There we go. Okay. We have 20 Estus. That's more than enough to... I mean, to be fair, when I die to him, it's not because I didn't have enough Estus. But I definitely don't want to get tagged by something on the way to him and then show up with not enough. Also, at some point, I will go collecting items within this area on my own time. I don't want to use what time we've got to scrape the borders. But we can do this. Knight Artorias, one of Lord Gwyn's 4 knights. Partner to Sif, and very obviously a tremendous tribute and reference to another one-armed swordsman who uses a great sword that someone with one hand should not be using. Affiliated with the wolves, affiliated with a deep dark that needs to be fought. Though to be fair, having reference to something and living up to that reference are two very different things. As we are fighting the Guts reference in this love letter to all things Berserk. Okay, can't block that. Cannot block that. Right on. Okay, don't try it! You get two Artorias. Oh boy. Now it begins. That's fine. Director Miyazaki has been a long time supreme fan of Berserk and all its writings and how the story goes, and will put in a lot of references to Berserk. Artorias is the first reference to Guts himself. As a warrior who fights the dark and eventually is corrupted by it, and will fight with every ounce, every inch of his vigor and might. And as it stands right now, all that is directed against us in a very clean one-on-one duel that we will overcome. And I think, as much as I want to use his sword as well, once we get access to it, I don't believe I have the stats for it, and I would need 8. 7. I've got the strength for it. Dexterity, I think, needs to be either 18 or 21. Resistance and intelligence and faith would also need to be 18. So 14 levels, 24 levels. I'd need to level up 24 times to be able to use his sword, if it's the one I think it is. I forget exactly. But that's fine. Not gonna block that one. Not gonna block that one. Oh, I thought he was doing it. Nope. No triple? Off. Come on. Okay. Do not trade with this man. Damn it, too soon. Okay. get into the rhythm. No! Okay. We're gonna study his moves. Going to learn his rhythm. Okay, so that's the double swing. Okay, not the triple. Not the triple. That triple would have killed. Okay. Take a sip. Throw some fire. Whoop. Dodge that. Ow. Ah, okay. That hurts even if it... Oh no! That was sick. Oh, he's so cool! He's so cool! Oh. Oh. God. Ah. Also, for further reference as to why I love Dark Knight in Final Fantasy so much, look at the dude! Look at him! He's so cool! He's so cool! So cool! Granted, yes, we're fighting the literal bone shattered into putty, horrible screeching monster man of a version that he is right now. But he's so cool. He's so cool. Hello? Okay, not dealing with you. I need this. I need my health. So let's see, what can we do different this time that might help us a little? Shield is fine. We're not really gonna have a better shield. Could put on something other than the witch hat. Can I wear the full silver set? You know what? I could go fullest Unga Bunga and go Havels. Though that doesn't seem quite as fair. But you know what? I really cannot stay here and fight this fight all day. I do want us to make progress beyond the fight in a timely manner. That said, when he kills me again, oh, that was like half damage. When he inevitably kills me again anyways. Then I'll dress up nice and cool and fun, like I like. Oh my god. Oh my god, such poise. I could heal right now. He could knock me out of it. Oh my god, I can tank his hits. Yeah, Havelset's not fair. It's really not. It's stupidly strong. That throw a fire out ya. Whoop. Whoop. Okay. The stinger still is real. Oh my god! Okay, yeah, I will admit will admit, I got cocky. Okay, bunga bunga. Fulton! Ah! Damn it! Okay, okay, it's fine, it's fine. The armor doesn't even matter if I don't even get hit. If I don't get hit, the armor won't matter. Helmet splitter. Ah, stinger. Oh boy. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. It's fine. Okay. How about some fire? For fun? Oh, I missed. Oh well. Ha! Okay. A little cheesy, but results are results. Besides, all the cheese was just not dying for every one hit I would get tagged with. Which is fine. Ah! An important thing to note, now that we have defeated Artorias, we have his soul, which already, every other notable, unique soul we've seen so far has been a much paler, dim yellow. The Guardian's soul has been a bright gold. I believe that's because it's from Ulasil, and it has much more light imbued within it. Artorias, from the land of the gods, he himself is a lord, or of the lords. His soul, on top of everything else, like it's just this black mass of umbral light. But also the important note that it says he's a victim of the abyss. So let's find out more about that. Soul of Lord Gwyn's knight Artorias was consumed by the abyss. The legend that Artorias repelled the abyss was only half of the story. It seems that he was defeated and his honor preserved by some unsung hero who is the true victor over the abyss. So the story we were told in our timeline that Artorias, the Abyss Walker, is the one who traversed the abyss, defeated the dark, and pushed back the tide of horrible monsters, climbing up from the deepest, darkest bits of the abyss to destroy, attack, and outright just lay siege to the rest of the world. We're always told that he's the one who did that. He is the Abyss Walker. Even the item we have denoting his covenant with the Abyss is the Covenant of Artorias, one who allows you to traverse the Abyss. This ring symbolizes Knight Artorias' covenant with the beasts of the Abyss. Its wearer, like Artorias himself, can traverse the Abyss, which... it's not a lot to say, a whole bunch there. That said, we now know that he failed in his mission to ward off the Abyss, as it's still a current problem here and now, and he is dead because of us. Bonfire lit! I'm gonna join in with that, that's fun. Let's level up some... I mean, why not? Let's get some... let's put some faith in there. I do want to eventually use his sword, so I am going to start leveling up some off stats just to get where we want to go. And Let's see, what else? There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, well. Case in point, these souls here are what the unique souls of bosses tend to look like in our timeline, compared to the Guardian Soul and the Soul of compared to the Guardian Soul and the Soul of Artorias. Um, I don't remember what else we were supposed to look at, but just for hee-hees and ha-has, let's take this battlefield again. Oh, I know what we're supposed to do. Okay. One moment. Right. I started talking about it earlier, but then I lost track and didn't mention. We are on offline mode, as while Dark Souls 3 has gone back online, Dark Souls 2 and 1, both the remastered and the normal original version, are still offline as they are working on making it playable, we'll say. Ah, here we go.
You. Is that not the soul of the man who fell on this spot? He was a dear friend. I wish to pay proper respect with that soul. Would you be willing to part with it?
I kinda need it for later, so no.
Yes, of course. I must not be presumptuous. Artorias would not have approved.
I thought that was supposed to make her hostile and attack, but I guess not. We'll come back to that in a bit. As whoever that is right now, we know they had a very personal relationship with Artorias, to the point where they seem to be very well informed of what he would or would not have approved of, and even in his passing, does not want to go against what he may have wished for. That said, as we have defeated him, I'm hanging all of that. Because I want to make his sword. And wait. Well, now I'm confused. It's either Sif's soul that makes the sword I want, or it's his soul that makes the sword I want. And I forget which one. And oh look, it's one of these monsters. One of these things that Artorias killed and then flung at us. It's spooky looking. I'm sure it's nothing, right? Soul of the Proud Knight. Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead. I thought they would have been one shot, but I guess not. As far as monsters go, they're very humanoid. They wear clothes, about 5 digits, flat feet. If only it weren't for those horrible-looking, multi-eyed heads. If it wasn't for that, then they'd be the spitting image of a malformed human. Odd, that. Ah, well. I'm sure we won't have to... Ah! Oh, God! They're strong. You, sir, are very rude. I'm sure we won't have to think about that much. Not in this Ulsil township. That is all kinds of funky. Oh, hello. Oh. Okay, good. Hmm. It kind of looks like something's latched onto their heads. It's mutated them a bit. Yeah. Hiding in corners will not save you. Now, something should have happened already that I was excited for, but it hasn't happened yet, so I might be a little... Oh, there we go! Dark Spirit, Marvelous Chester has invaded. Well, hey, it's our friend. And he's very strong. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, come on. Come on, Chester. Marvelous Chester has been Dark Spirit, Marvelous Chester has been vanquished. Which is a curious note that he would choose to attack us like that. And I think... Okay, yes, we have the Sunlight Maggot on us still. Which we will need for a very confusing puzzle that will potentially help us later. I'm unsure. Let's see. We did the mimic check. 'Twas a mimic! Oh! I reversed which one was which in my head. Oh, are you not getting up? Okay. Okay. You don't want to get up? Fine. You don't want to get up? Fine. I forgot which mimic chain meant it was the real one. Oh, look at that! That's right, that is when you get this. Very good carving. Head carved. I guess, yeah. I guess it is a head. Head carved of arteries by Goff in his imprisonment. Goff imparts an emotion to each and every completed carving, which helps him achieve personal enlightenment. When a head is disturbed, it speaks, reflecting the emotion conferred to it. This says, very good. Have another look. Does it not appear quite jovial?
Very good.
Now that is... Oh, one moment, please. Come on, do the thing. 1 second. Well, Mimic-chan shouldn't have bit my head, so we'll call that one even. But that item is why this is here.
Very good.
But that's where it comes from. Oh,
Very good.
almost forgot to change that out. That would have been very bad if I needed to heal myself and instead congratulate the enemy for killing me. No, not that way. There's something... something else. No, not yet. Okay. Getting ahead of myself. as we are nearing something very important for our understanding. Ah! Yep. Okay. Oh. Yep. Okay. There we go. There we go. Try it again. Try it again. I dare you. I dare you. I triple. You know what? Fair. That one's on me. That one is on me. Ah. Let's see. Where, oh where? Yep. But as a refresher, we are... Do we have an item that says... Because I believe we do. I might have deposited the item. Anyways, as we have established from Chester, we are currently in the past. As we got here when some horrible, hairy monster arm grabbed us through a portal and dragged us back into the past from our own timeline. Back to when the Abyss was still running rampant. And to when Artorias should have been the one to fight back the dark. And as we have learned, that's not quite what happened. And seeing as we killed Artorias, well, someone's got to fight back the dark. And it's definitely not going to be these guys. Excuse me? I don't think I've ever seen this item. In-game, at least. Bloated Head. The head of an Ulasil resident whose humanity went wild after being devoured by the Dark of Manus, father of the Abyss. The bloated head is fissured, the cracks lined with innumerable tiny red eyeballs. With a hard outside and mucus-filled inside, no sane person could ever wear it. So, that right there is a lore bomb, and an answer to a lot of questions that I was unsure how to broach the subject of. These are the residents. Humanity went wild after being devoured by the Dark of Manus. The Dark is being spread by the Abyss, and that same Dark is what is consuming the residents. How's it worded again? Sorry. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of thoughts. The humanity went wild after being devoured by the Dark of Manus, father of the Abyss. So, essentially, this is what happens to people when too much dark is allowed to run rampant. Is there? No way up. Okay. So, further in, I guess. Because a long while back, I broached the subject of, like, the nature of what the light soul actually grants the gods. What the dark soul grants humans, as we bear the dark soul and other creatures and beings do not. Humanity being intrinsically tied to that somehow. Oh! Shortcut. Fantastic. Is there anything I need to go get? I don't think there was. You know what? I did want to talk to Chester, so now that he's invaded, we can go talk to him and ask him, you know, hey, buddy, friend, pal, What the hell? But now we have context as to what, not so much what, but like why stopping the spread of the dark and stopping the spread of the abyss is much more important. In our own timeline, without the Covenant of Abyss, without the Covenant of Artorias Ring, in our timeline we would instantly die upon touching the abyss, which is the abyss at its most potent, having a long time to just grow stronger and stronger as it was locked away.
Oh, you. You have quite some nerve. Or are you just thick?
Little bit.
Fine then. What is it that you need?
What the hell, buddy?
Did you really slay Knight Artorias? I'd heard the Abyss found him first, but even still, that's absolutely treacherous. Yes, magnificently so.
Weird that he knows that already.
Believe it or not, Ulysses has brought the Abyss upon itself, fooled by that toothy serpent. They upturned the grave of primeval man and incited his ornery wrath. What could they have been thinking? But to you and I, it's all ancient history. You have to ask yourself, does it really matter?
So the ancient Ulyssilians upturned the grave of primeval man, which is what is causing this sudden outbreak of the abyss and the consumption of the area around it, fooled by a toothy serpent. Now, because I did things a little bit earlier than I should have, we did not have the ability to go see the second primeval serpent, which, for most people, had they never encountered that second serpent at all, this would have been the first mentioning of anyone specifically referencing a toothy serpent of any kind. The one that we know from what we have here is Frampt, who was there at the Firelink Shrine. So most people probably would not have met the second one, and as such would look at Frampt and go, oh, these people were tricked by a toothy serpent. I probably shouldn't be listening to Frampt either. Which, because you're being told by Chester, someone who seems to be very, very happy to be mischievous and traitorous, well, you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt, as the citizens of this world are by no means compelled to tell you the utmost truth. Items don't lie, but the citizens might. Hard to say exactly who was telling truth, when and where, and about what.
Well, you've quite the nerve. I've had enough of you.
No, don't be like that, Chester. Nothing new. No. Okay.
I'll be seeing you if you survive your travels.
Wait, what? Ah! I see. Well, you guys want to see something neat? I hope the answer is yes, because we're going to see it. And, let's clean up these items first while we're here anyways. Ah! Oh, I forgot about these guys. Ooh. Oh, I've never seen them in the remastered version. is that on them? Like golden scales or tar? Ah, scales flecked with gold. Interesting. Now that Elden Ring has become its fully launched self, looking backwards at some character designs that have things like gold sparkling throughout their body, I hardly think that that's anything of significance, but yeah, it's hard to say. These are very strange dogs. Okay. There we go. Wasn't there two of you? Wasn't there a second dog? Am I going nuts? I could have sworn there was a second dog. Oh well. Yep. There's a dog. But that's definitely not the same one. I don't know. Maybe he clipped to the floor and died or something. Dogs are by far the most lethal enemy FromSoft has ever created, as they only get stronger as time goes by, and that is a problem. Nice. This should be a way down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's not a death trap. I'm gonna try and do a silly thing. I should probably heal up first. Come on. I can do it. I really expected him to attack. A slap? Ah, there's the attack. Ah! Okay. Two things. One, holy crap. Two, let's not squander these souls if we're gonna try and spend them. Here he comes. Death? No. Why did that hit me twice before then? Well, there's clearly nothing we can do about that, as even if I wanted to run over there, I don't have anything that would reach him. So we'll have to come back and deal with him later. But now we know that's where he is. We'll come back. Also, that orange sign down there, I never realized that is a dev message. I don't think I've ever read the messages down there. If this were online still, normally we would have dozens of messages just littered all over the place. A lot of illusionary door ahead, or something silly that would eventually become like don't give up skeleton, or in Elden Ring the oh so popular tri-finger butthole. But silly stuff like that. Things that we unfortunately are missing out because the servers are down for Dark Souls 1. So we're not able to invade or summon or see any fun messages that are just part and parcels of the whole Dark Souls experience, which a lot of people, surprisingly, were very upset about that in Elden Ring, which is very confusing, as that's very much part of the fun community around Dark Souls that still exists from way back when to now, where half the fun is just like going through these dozens upon dozens of troll messages and garbage to find the kernel of like, oh well, this one says do this and it has a unique icon, or like this one says do that and it's very highly rated. Maybe this one's being legit. But it's also coming off of like I guess now a decade of. Oh no, Dark Souls just had its 11th birthday the other day. But yeah, just a decade of like fun ha-has and moments of like, so you told me there was an ambush, but only like 5 steps after the ambush already kicked off. You scoundrel. Fun stuff like that. So eventually, like, you'll learn where stuff is, and which we came from there. Okay, this way. Let's put the evil eye ring on. So now we don't have to worry about losing out on a level up. Oh. Item. Good. My greed saved me. Anyways, back to the longer topic that I got distracted on. These are the humans that lived here. These are the things humans become when Dark has run rampant, out of control, unchecked, to the point where the humanity has been consumed by Dark. Okay, he's not gonna come out here. The Dark that Ulasil has apparently brought upon itself by desecrating the grave of primeval man, which may or may not be the furtive pygmy. It's hard to say. Everyday Ulasil sorcery catalyst formed by several enchanted branches. Boost sorcery adjustment, but lost land sorceries on offensive. Wait, that's. Okay. I thought maybe the ones that they dropped. Oh crap. Were different, but no, they're the same. Which of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Right. Normally, I feel like this should have been a boss, given the arena and the fact that there is, oh boy, officially no actual information about what the hell is up with this thing. I need to stop swinging one-handed before gets me killed. Ow. Because it looks like someone chained up with all these weights to a wooden stake or pillar, but it gives leather gauntlets. Gauntlets made of soft leather. One of the most. There's no in-game context or explanation for what that thing was. The best I can surmise is that it was someone who was transformed by Dark very early on, to the point there where they were able to contain it and restrain it and even lock it away somewhere. Ah! But it broke loose and ended up there. Am I going backwards or forwards? No, I didn't see a guy on a thing before, so we must be going forward. Into jail cells that have been broken out from inside. From places well consumed by dark. And we'll sit here this time. We'll even kick in a Kindle. 10 should be fine for our purposes. Since we had a soft humanity we picked up somewhere. This is... if anything called the Dark or the Abyss were to be something you could see and you would know, ah, it's that. Oh, there we go. Chasm of the Abyss. Ooh. Nope. Give me... yeah. There we go. Okay, good. Oh, someone's leaving us a trail. And a bunch of eyes in the dark. So the dark, the abyss, digging up and unearthing primeval man. Where is this leading me? Down or up? I'm gonna try to go up because it might be. Oh boy, that's a good deal harder than I expected to get hit. Okay, good. Come on, come on. These stalagmites are saving my life. Ooh. There we go. Dark bead. Damn it, and we did pick up another... whatever that is, and I forgot to read it. So let's, the first one we picked up was Dark Fog. Abyss sorcery discovered by an Ulasil sorcerer on the brink of madness. Create a cloud of dark fog. Although dark fog is, in theory, relatively close to humanity, it also happens to be a terrible poison for humans. Perhaps it reflects man's cruelty against his own. Now we have Dark Bead. Discovered by Ulasil sorcerer on the brink of madness. In contrast to standard soul sorceries, abyss sorceries are weighty and inflict physical damage. Perhaps a human soul is closer to matter in its humanity. Both things, in fact, I need to check to see if it's in this game or the next one. Okay, it's the next one. Those types of spells that have to do with dark and the manipulation of capital D dark, go on to become their own subset of magic in the future games, where instead of being a sorcery or pyromancy or miracle, they are their own categorization of hex, given that they are tapping into something completely different than sorcery or pyromancy. And we're getting to the part where it did seem very often throughout the playthrough I would go back to humanity and talk about it a bit more fairly often. Just to make reference and keep it fresh of what exactly they are, in that they are, by their nature, a mysterious quote-unquote black sprite and the question of what differentiates what makes people human in their humanity compared to the humanity you can pick off someone else's body. If this is the stuff that makes us who we are, all of our flaws and strengths and potential, what is it? As we happen to have some on hand, and the icon looks very similar to what we're looking at off in the distance there. Because the soul is life, but it's not humanity. Now we see over there what looks like a bunch of humanity sprites floating around. A lot of them. Whatever the hell that is. What is this? Oh, they're on the move. Oh boy. I'm glad these fireballs finally have come in handy. Ah, okay, they hurt a lot. They hurt a lot. Oh, they hurt a lot. Ah, okay. Okay. They also don't seem to have an attack animation. They just try and walk into you. Ah, no. Damn it. Okay. 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 Good. Those, I guess we'll call them black sprites. They weren't attacking us. They were getting closer, touching, just existing in the same space that we were physically. And it hurts a lot. It hurts a whole lot. Oh. Familiar looking cat. Okay. And another important note that once they were not destroyed, but like dispersed, I was able to gather a few scraps of humanity off the ground from where they once were, which is telling, I'll say. Okay, so that's leading me off there, but this cat. Ah. Okay, this is. No. There we go. Okay. Good. Ah. Oh boy. These things hurt so much. Like, holy crap, do they hurt? They also don't care much for fire. Chaos fire seemed to work well, though. Come on. Also, so does just hitting it. Come on. Oh my god. So hard to tell exactly where they are. So, interesting thing that I wish I could have got more information for, but contextually speaking, we got as much as we're going to get from the talking cat. So through an illusionary ledge into a safe fall embankment of fog, following the mysterious floating cat, teleporting cat, uh, that resembles very strongly Alvina from the Darkroot Forest, one who spoke to us about how, in a very roundabout cat way, hey, don't go looking for the grave of Artorias, it's all fiction. Don't you not agree to not disagree? And then we were like, I don't know. Yes? And then she's like, oh, you do? Well, fuck off. Okay. Sorry, cat. But we do go find the grave of Artorias, which, as we now know, knowing where he actually died, that is not where he would be had he a body to bury. It is where Sif is, though. So it must be it's more of a memorial than an actual burial. And we just found another cat looking a lot like Alvina, leading us through the abyss here to find a wolf protected by a glimmering circle. Let's find out what the hell that was about. The Cleansing Great Shield. The steel great shield used by Knight Artorias, who succumbed to the abyss. Artorias, deeply scarred by the abyss, used this to form a barrier to protect his compatriot Sif. Although this drained the shield, its magic defense remains high. That's a really good shield. What the? Okay, that's why I was comparing an empty hand. It is not a very good shield. But we can now see this is Artorias' shield. That looks incredibly worn and beaten and battered. Given we fight Artorias and he's using a greatsword with one hand, a lot like I am, and his left arm was limp and lifeless like a noodle, in my mind it can mean only one thing, that he tried to block something that was so devastatingly powerful that it shattered the arm he used to block it with his shield. And being so beaten and broken, I guess escaping the abyss and whatever caused that massive blow, he couldn't protect himself and Sif, so he left Sif here protected by this shield and that barrier he created. I would surmise with the hopes of getting out to warn people and recoup his strength enough to go back in to retrieve Sif. But that's not exactly what happened, as he fell victim to the abyss, scarred so deeply that he lost his entire grasp on who he was, until we put him down with our gigantic sword and super heavy armor. But we saved Sif, though. And now we've got to find... what the heck is going on down here? Down in the underground. God, which direction? What was this? Okay, so that was the thing we found. This... what was this? Oh, we went way up. Okay, where are we? What, oh! Fantastic. Okay. So there's that shortcut and this shortcut. While we're here, is there anything we need? I mean, we could afford to sit down. We definitely could afford to sit down. I do want to try and maintain our humanity, as there is something we can do with it that will be fun and beneficial. And the reason I'm not opening up this door is that's where the PvP duel arena used to be. But because it was always overrun by hackers who would give themselves like infinite kills, it was just like, oh, what hacker has decided that they're going to be first in the lineup today? And that's all that eventually would become. And I forgot this area wasn't the other half of the PvP arena, so let's take a look at this before we go too far in. Very cramped, very claustrophobic areas. And something. Okay, so that's back down. Wait, what? Right, I walked by. Okay, okay. We found the way into the Chasm of the Abyss. But that means I definitely overshot the, as we saw, very easily overlooked little secret thing. So let's go find that secret thing. Sit down, just for posterity. Let's see, where... Was there somewhere around here a back room kind of way to go further up and get some items off of a rooftop? Where that is, I am unclear as to exactly where it is. But I know it exists, so we should be able to find it pretty easily. It'll be fine. Ow. There we go. Okay. So if I'm here, no. Is it... Yep. Is it this? No, it's not this. No, it could be. Yes, yes, I think we're getting closer. We're getting closer to where it is. Hello, Spooky. Goodbye, Spooky. Okay, somewhere around here. We are approaching... In here? Oh, I hate turning the corner and finding one of those things. Ah, this is where this was. No, shooty. Okay, there we go. Will you get off me? Okay. 3 chests, but one's 2's already... Ah. So seeing as Dark Orb is in this one, I believe these two, with the other 2 dark spells that we found, and someone had already taken them and run off with them. We found one further up, and we found another still in the abyss. And that was Dark Orb. Abyss sorcery discovered by, by an Ulasil sorcerer on the brink of madness. Also interesting to note, it does not say created by, rather it says discovered by, as that to me indicates that this type of hex magic already existed, and it just needed some insanity to actually try and control it. Fire giant dark orb. In contrast to standard soul sorceries, abyss sorceries are weighty and inflict physical damage. Perhaps human souls, because of the humanity, produce sorceries with much more tangible presence. Right. And are you real? If this is a real drop off, then okay, yes. Yes. Okay, good, 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 good. Which means what we're looking for. Ah. Oh. And I'm sorry carving. Head carved. Blah, blah, blah. This head says I'm sorry. Have another look. Isn't that an expression of atonement? Okay, so that's the way to get the I'm sorry stone. Which means... oh, it's also the way to get the dark bead. There was another way out there, but that was... to a dead end, wasn't it? Wasn't it? I think so. Yes, okay, so that's the I'm sorry. And that went down there to get the one thing. And we came out here. I think this is it. There should be a dev message somewhere that I'm looking for, and I don't quite recall where it is, but it's also super dark, and this helps a little bit. Right, we jumped down to get here, so... oh, there we are! Okay, so this... let there be light. That would be your clue to have some kind of light casting ability. Whether it's using the light sorcery or having the skull lantern from the catacombs or the sunlight maggot from Izalith. I hear something approaching and I don't like it. Yep. There we go. So this is super easy to miss and just not ever see. And for a reward, we find the silver pendant, which is... silver pendant deflects dark. Silver pendant engraved with the crest of Artorias, one of the ancient treasures of Anor Londo, presented to Artorias for facing the abyss. Effectively deflects the dark from the abyss, especially in its magic forms. Now, I forgot this said it was given specifically to Artorias by Anor Londo. Definitely not for facing the abyss in the past tense. They gave this to him with which to face the abyss. And what it's doing there, I have no idea. It's behind an illusionary wall that is dispelled by light, which might mean that Artorias himself put it there with the goal of hiding it for some reason. It's hard to say. I have no idea why it's there in the way that it is. Especially hidden by an illusionary wall who can only be dispelled by shedding light on it. Right. As far as I'm aware, no other illusionary wall requires light to be shown on it. So I'm unclear as to why this one does. Could also just be linking it to Ulasil as a town of light manipulating sorcerers. Potentially. It is unclear. Which is something I really appreciate about this game. Especially going... No. That's a drop. Okay. Especially going, like, into other games where, like... I mentioned this before, but, like... Games like World of Warcraft, where anything could drop anything randomly. For literally no reason. They're fun, but... It's... I was thinking too much about the thing. But, like, you kill a boar, and it's like, oh, this boar dropped a great sword. Okay, why? Did someone stab this boar with a great sword, and that's why we're seeing it here? Like, nah, it's just randomly generated loot. So, okay, well, we could do that, or we could have some fun with it and give it a reason for being there. Which I really appreciate about this game and the Souls series as a whole. Everything dropped by an enemy, anything found in a certain spot, is there for a narrative reason. 9 times out of 10. It's not perfect by no any means, but it's there to get you thinking. It's there to get you questioning, what were these people doing here, and why did they have this? Upgrade materials. I mean, they're there because, like, these people had a bustling town. They had livelihoods to maintain. Titanite was is a universally used component for any kind of metalworking. So it makes sense for a lot of enemies to drop upgrade materials, because that's a part of their everyday life. That's when you get weird stuff like, why did that rat drop a hunk of humanity? Damn it! I forgot about you. Again. The explanation for rats having humanity, I don't believe is, oh, that rat was once a man. Like, no. It was just eating humans, and that's why it had humanity inside it. Because the rat's eating people. Why wouldn't they? That's what they do. Especially when they're man-sized. Where do we go? There we go. Yep. Especially with, like, we killed one of these things and we got its head. Like, why? It's like, well, you knocked its block off, my friend. Can I not jump off? There we go. Not gonna shoot me again. I learned from my mistakes. There we go. Get off me! Enemies. and this was a question I had posed in previous videos, that uh, we were told from the beginning of the game, all through each major plot beat, that we need to succeed Lord Gwyn. We need to find him and replace him. With the assumption that replacing the Lord of Sunlight would mean that we would become the new god of the current era. Which may be, in fact... You know, I'm curious. Which may, in fact, be accurate. Or inaccurate. We'll have to see once we see Gwyn. And you are... a mimic. Good. And what have you got, friend? Crest key. Crest key. Bent crest key. The grooves of this crest are enchanted. The door is sealed with a powerful spell. I don't know what that unlocks. It's not the key to that locked door, because that locked door is a very different, specific key. So what is... Do you want me to drop down? I mean, I'll do that. Not for the sake of exploration. Twin humanities. Okay. That makes sense. Humanity is running rampant. Anyways, we have been told we need to succeed Lord Gwyn and Dick! No. No. Take over as the new overgod, essentially. What that means exactly, we'll find out when we meet Gwyn and get our answers. But as such, we were told, firstly through an old family prophecy of the unnamed knight who led us out of the asylum, to ring the bell of awakening and find out the true purpose of the undead. Then we did that. We found the bells. We rang them. That then woke up a primeval serpent named Framt, who was a close friend and confidant to Lord Gwyn. And he tells us, go to Anorlando, City of the Gods, and meet with the Princess of Sunlight, the goddess Guinevere, and she'll tell you, do this thing. Then you'll find out the true purpose of the undead. And you get there, and she's all, hey, you're super cool. You should go succeed my father. I'm like, okay, thank you. Oh boy! See you later, buddy. And so we do. We go and... had we not done other things, we would have gone our merry way, found the last of the Lord Souls, satiated the Lord Vessel, gone to the final area, and finished the game. That's not what I did, though. I instead found a hidden path into the depths of Anorlando, where we met... actually, first, what I did was I threw a fireball at Guinevere, because all this jerking us around as chosen undead to maintain the age of fire that is the age of the gods, while humanity is being corralled up and sent off to await the end of time. intentionally forever. I don't take kindly to that. I'm very much in the camp of humanity should make its way to the future on its own terms, and not on the terms of some supposedly all-powerful, all-knowing council of deities who will try and determine where humans' place in the world is. So, I took exception to that, and I threw a fireball at Guinevere. Fuck! No! Oh, no! No! Eh. Thus, dispelling the illusion. Oh boy. That was a false image of the Princess Guinevere. And that made her brother Gwendolyn very upset. Said something about besmirching the image of the godmother and blah 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 blah. So naturally, we had to go find him and fight him as well, which we did. Defeated Gwendolyn, and did a lot of research on items that, once again, don't tend to lie. And a lot of that research came back to the repeated notion that Anolondo is the abandoned city of the gods, within which there is only one god left, and that was Gwendolyn. As the ring stated, it was not Guinevere, but we also find out in another item that she had abandoned Anolondo along with the other deities at some point in their history. Which further made it make no sense that she was still... intentional. I meant to do that. Help me, carving. It made even less sense that she was still there, present in Anolondo, when we found multiple items all stating that she had also left. Which is why I threw the fireball at her, because either the item is lying, or she's lying. And it turns out the amazing chest ahead was full of lies! Oh boy. Nope. Oh boy. Oh boy. They... Immaterial. Oh no. Okay. Black flame. You coming closer? Oh, you coming? No, you're not coming closer. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Not with the others. There. A pyromancy this time. A pyromancy discovered from the dark of the abyss by a pyromancer who wandered into Ulasil. Conjure a great black flame in one's palm. Black flames are weighty and inflict physical damage, enough to smack away the mightiest of shields. So once again, the sorceries that have to do with the dark are weighty and they have mass. The pyromancies that have to do with the dark are weighty and have a lot of mass. Oh boy, come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. Which, in and of its own merit, supports the thought process I have that humanity and the dark is like life is revolving around all of creation and growth. That will be unchecked unless balanced by something else. Death, likewise, is, if left unbalanced and without check, all-consuming to the point where, like, nothing will ever escape it. Light, in and of its own... Come on. There we go. In of its own ability, revolves around what we seem to be illusion of turning back the clock on certain objects and manipulating what it is people are able to see and interact with compared to life and death. They have a very mirrored ability to each other, I'll say. By that same concept that life and death souls are mirrors to each other, light and dark souls must also be mirrors to each other. And if the light soul is revolved around strength and might, nobility, of the illusion of being greater than the truth around you, of covering up unpleasant things with more beautiful veneers, then what would that make the dark? If the life soul is the mirror to the death soul, in their extreme opposition, then the light and the dark soul, in my mind, must also be extreme oppositions. Where the light soul is all about, like, oh, gods, divinity, higher than thou, also revolving around the bending of light, the manipulation of light, the manipulation of the people around the bearers of these abilities, then in my mind that must mean that the dark soul is what governs truth instead of like a pretty lie that is the manipulation of the light soul. The dark soul must be the ugly, bare truth things. Instead of being immaterial, oh, it is the crest key. Instead of being immaterial like the light soul, the dark soul revolves around physicality. It revolves around the truth of things, of emotion and attachment and things that make up being human. Not always the most perfect or beautiful thing in its purest essence, but it's what makes us who we are in whatever regards. And you condense that down into a single spark, and I believe that's where you get humanity from. In the future games, they expound more on it. Uh, it has been a long time since I have, but somewhere it mentions that actually, it might be in this game that it's mentioned. It might be on Manus himself, the father of the Abyss that we now know, is out there doing stuff in the Abyss. We'll contend with that later. But to summarize my thoughts on it, if life and death souls are in such stark opposition with each other that even in death things may move around, but they are still very much dead and not their own entity, and the life soul is life and growth unchecked, even more so when corrupted by chaos, and now it is a pure, not malevolent or malevolent, just ambivalent force of nature that is just growth unbound. Then we look at the gods and what they're doing. They're in control of the world because of their perceived divinity. We can kill the gods just as easily as any other mortal creature. The four knights, like Artorias, are not deathless. There's a lot of evidence to show that they are functionally immortal. They just don't die unless something kills them. So their whole eternal divinity thing, once again, it's another pretty lie to cover up the fact that they are very much just as mortal as any of us. Though not so much as humans, which, even in this world, humans have a very finite lifespan until the curse of undead and the dark sign, and now we are as humans, not able to be set to rest, I'll say. Which I think ties into this whole you must maintain the age of fire and the age of light and the age of the gods. You, as chosen undead, must shoulder this responsibility, take on the mantle of Lord Gwyn, and keep our age of fire going. Because, for one reason or another, entropy is setting in, and we're reaching a point in our timeline where things are things are quickly becoming readily apparent in their limited resource and scope. It's not 100% clear what the Curse of Undead is or why it's happening. I believe it's because, with the gods' need to find someone to replace Gwyn, it's that they're running out of time. And they're running out of a figure suitable to maintain and revitalize the Age of Fire. Which is the point of having you run around and collect all these souls, gain strength, reclaim the pieces of the light soul Gwyn had given to others, reclaim the life soul and the death soul, both of which are vastly diminished from their once pillars of creation level strength. The death soul was said, as we saw, to have been a shadow of its former self, mostly given over to the maintaining and running of death as a concept. The life soul likewise has been corrupted and malformed into the unchecked growth that is the chaos soul. There's no way to get back the life soul, and there's no way to get all of the death soul back, as you can't unburn that match. And seeing as we've already went and collected those, and we've already put them into the pot to open the door, eventually we're going to run out of souls for the future. I would surmise that, like how the gods want so badly of someone to replace Lord Gwyn, eventually they're going to want to replace us as well. So that's not a good deal for me and my interests as in this world, being a human. That doesn't seem sustainable, especially since no one else is going to be able to collect the souls that I've collected, because I still have those. Like, even though I have a pocket of nearly 4,000, I still have tens of thousands of millions of souls invested to making myself stronger. So, we'll tackle more of that further down the line, but that's still something that is always constantly in my mind. And now we have a friend to talk to.
A visitor, have we? Thou must be the one who freed Artorias. An old friend he was. Thanks to thee, he left this world with honor intact. And here I am, retired and blind. Of little help to thee, I'm afraid.
A friend of Artorias. Another one in such close proximity as well. What's your story, friend?
Dragons shall never be forgotten. We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 80 of our own. Exhilaration, pride, hatred, rage. The dragons teased out our dearest emotions. Thou will understand one day. With our twilight, old thoughts return in great waves of nostalgia.
Because early on in the introductory cinematic, To found the Age of Fire, the current age of where we live right now, the lords, which included Nito, First of the Dead, the Witch of Izalith, and the Daughters of Chaos, along with Lord Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight, waged a war against the Stone Dragons, the Everlasting Dragons, in order to eke out a place in the world which they could create civilization and live without, I guess, the presence of dragons. A war that went on for an unclear amount of time before the dragons were betrayed by one of their own, Seath the Scaleless, born malformed and mortal without stone scales of immortality. He betrayed the weakness of the dragons to Lord Gwyn, who then used lightning to shear the scales away from immortal dragons and to destroy them. Before that, Seath became a duke, and it's his archives we find that are so overrun with crystals and mad experiments of a dragon trying to achieve something using soul sorceries that eventually spawned every other sorcery in the world, as mankind only learned from what they were able to witness and learn from Seath. So that war, from the sounds of it, has ended by now, but there are still some dragons around, as we saw one already.
Me? There's very little to be said. What good is a dog with no hairs to hunt? But I'm lucky to be alive, I suppose.
Fair enough, but as he mentioned, a retired veteran. No war left to fight, as dragons seem to have, for the most part, dried up. Though in our timeline, there's still plenty of drakes.
Me? There's very little to be said. What good is a dog with no hairs to hunt? But I'm lucky to be alive, I suppose.
I thought he would say something more, but I guess not. And he'll sell us literal crap. Some good stuff, some carvings. We'll get hello, and we'll get thank you. He's also got some Titanite and Goff's Great Arrow. Great Arrow used by Hawkeye Goff, one of the Lord Gwyn's 4 knights for dragon slaying. Requires great bow. Goff personally crafts each stone tip and wraps the shaft tightly with tree bark. Nothing unique there, though.
Farewell, human. Lead thy life as thou seest fit. Good morrow,
There we go.
black dragon posing the duress.
Yeah, he's a freaking jerk.
Yes, I thought as much. He's called Calamite. Ferocious dragon indeed, even mighty Analondo dared not provoke his ire. I see little good coming from this, but thy intent is to persevere to the bitter end.
Of course. Though that does beg the question, if there are dragons so strong, Analondo would not engage with them, how many dragons could that actually be? So Calamite might not be the last one. Considering we come from a future with descendants of dragons, he's clearly not the last one, but yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go kick his ass.
Good, good. What is bravery without a dash of recklessness? I've taken a liking to thee, and I owe thee much for thy service to Artorias. Now, watch and see how Goff hunts dragons.
Oh, fantastic. Let's see what this blind old veteran has.
Yes, a truer shot was never loosed. That bat will be grounded for a good spell. The rest is in thine hands. I await good tidings. Dragon slaying. Knighthood's highest calling.
Well, he freaking shoots the dragon out midair. Blind! Oh, Goff is amazing. He is a fantastic archer. Also, one of the few... one of the few Gwyn-aligned characters we can speak with that doesn't try to murder us. Which is super cool and great. That said, I am going to save Calamite for last. As, he's gonna be a tricky one. He's by no means a slouch, even without being able to fly. And you know what? Let's give. Okay, what do we need? What do we need? What am I thinking here? What am I thinking here? Because there's one thing that has to be stated about optional bosses in FromSoft games. They are unequivocally, 100% of the time, always far more powerful and more difficult to defeat than any of the mainline story bosses. Which, in this case, is doubly true, as not only is the final boss of this DLC incredibly strong, but so are all the other bosses, because they're all optional bosses. Oh boy. You know what? I'm gonna send that up, because Nah, it's fine. I'm fairly certain I'm not going to one-shot this boss. And I need to get a better gauge of how long my dang sword arm is. Oop. Also, this place is fantastic for farming sorcery. Farming humanities. Because just look at where we are. The abyss is rife with humanity. Run rampant and run wild. Oh. Now somewhere around here is one more dark sorcery. I'm not too clear as to where it is. But like the others, they all mention... actually, I think we might be closing in on it. Never mind. I think it's somewhere... Come on. There we go. It's somewhere down here. It might be that down there that I'm looking at. Unless it's something hidden. No, it's not up there. Okay. Because there is one specific one I want to find. and read out. Yeah, boy. Yep, yep. There we go. Let's see. Where the heck is the down? Where is down? Show me where down is. Maybe this will give me a way forward. Nope. Okay, that's death. Maybe I went down the wrong direction. Maybe it's... No, because then what would have been over here? Maybe I go further up from over here? Is this... You know what? Let's just put it on our bar for now. Because I'm going to be testing some things. Okay, not that. So that must have been one of the dark sorceries. That was probably Dark Flame, Dark Bead, one of those two. So we head on back up here. So we're done with that. So this might have been the way to go over here. Or that was showing us where to go down from. Ah! Yep. Nope. Uh-oh. Okay, that was not what I was looking for, but... yeah, that works out fine enough. We'll go that direction. Did I walk down this already? No, I must have. No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, the broken pillar is how you get down. More humanities. That last spell has to be around here somewhere then. Because there's some very juicy information that I want to expound upon. I don't want to do it too early. Because that's not where they want you to learn it. Ow, damn it. Yeah, this has got to be it. Perfect. Okay, this has to be... No. Ah, man. No, I know where it is. The last one is... Yeah, okay. You know what? I probably should have also been using that silver pendant. Okay. Whew. I doubt we're going to use all 8 flasks. And if we do, I'll have done better than I expected. There's that thing that grabbed us before. Good news! We found the thing! Bad news! He big. He angry. Manus, father of the abyss. Ah! Fuck! Yeah, that thing that shattered Artorias' arm, I think we found it. Oh. Oh boy. Okay, okay. He is very tough. Oh boy. Okay, okay, okay. Looking for some dark to reflect. I doubt I'm gonna kill him one shot. I don't think I got it. I don't think I got it. Dick Rock, protect me. Okay, okay. He's not so bad. He's not so bad. Ah, he bad. Come on, come on. Ah, come on! Did he just destroy Dick Rock? Oh, his hand is weaker. Ah! His hand is his weak spot. But it's also a hurt spot. Oh, God! Oh, my God! Oh, my God. No. No! Dick Rock, protect me. Come on. Unga bunga. Unga bunga. We got this. Yep. No. Don't. Okay, okay. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. They stay active. They stay active. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Okay. Downloaded. Installed. Nope. JK. Deal! No, 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 no! Oh my god. You know what? Yeah, I've got extras. No! I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. Yep, that's dead. Okay. Okay. Good. That wasn't bad. First attempt, not bad. I probably should. Not this one, though. Actually, you know what? Why not? We're getting a stupid amount of humanity, so I may as well. Because I do want to go into that fight with my humanity intact. Because there's a very special interaction that I want to show off. 15 seems like a good number, though. I think 15 will be fine. I don't need to be stingy with it. We have long since surpassed the need for humanities. That said, you know what? We made good progress. A lot more than I had expected, and a lot more than I had anticipated. So, all things considered, what we should do is next time definitely is going to be 100% the finale for this first go through with Dark Souls 1 Remastered. For certain, we will 100% definitely not spend the entire time we have fighting only Manus. Uh, Generously speaking, I think we can probably knock him out in 4 more attempts or so, somewhere around there. Not jinxing it. I just believe. I believe. Uh, he's not that terrible. I remember him being a lot worse, but now with all of Dark Souls 3 and all of Elden Ring, he kind of moves like slow molasses. And while I might be that slow as well in this game, it's not nearly the absolute devastating slobber knocker that it used to be, or it used to feel like, rather. So I like our odds. I like the chances that we got. Yeah. So next time we'll save Manus for next time. We will deal with Calamite, and if all things go to plan, we should be free and clear for the final walk downstairs and the ending and final curtain call of Dark Souls 1. At least until we do some weird gimmick build, like some kind of weird sorcery thing that maybe we'll even actually get to use the Moonlight Greatsword in that playthrough. And maybe we'll go for a paladin build as well. I don't know. That'll be for another time. Because for now, oh, I do also want to make mention of where did it go? Where did it go? There we go. Uh, because there have been crazy amounts of devastation and destruction in the latest sweeping of Hurricane Fiona. A very good friend of the channel, Steenimo, has a charity fund collection on Tiltify, aiming to gather as much help and as much donations. It went up. What? Oh yes, it went up the butt. Uh, oh God, Steam, that caught me off guard. But uh, as part of the Good Beans group, we like to do what we can, and what I can do is try and help as much as I can, especially since like Steenimo herself, I mean, strictly speaking, pulling back the curtain a little bit, I myself am also largely Puerto Rican as well. And while my family is well and far disjointed from the ones here in who live in America, haha, spoiler alert, you've been listening to someone in America. Uh, well, I don't know who exactly, where exactly my extended family might be currently. I do know we hail majorly from Puerto Rico, so I would like to do as much as I can to help out. Uh, yeah, too many things not like personal feelings aside. There are people who need help, so even if extended family isn't always on the best of books and best of pages, it's still people in need that need help, and I want to do my part to be able to try and do anything I can. So, Steen, do you have a link to the Tiltify? I mean, I have one as well, but if you have one on hand, I am. I think the fund is going to be run. Oh, apparently we broke the second goal, so a new goal is $300, which is always good to hear. We start out small, and just in case, I don't know. It's hard to tell how far things are going to go. So while no surprise, also really happy that it's going so swimmingly right now, and I hope people who are able to uh, know of this while it's still going on. As for you in the future, hello, welcome from the past, and watch out for that thing. You'll know what it is. I won't because I'm in the past, but you're in the future. So watch out for that thing. Oh, there we go. And we have a link in the chat. I mentioned it at the beginning, and I'll mention it here as well. Every small bit helps, whatever you can. Depending on how much you donate, of course, don't give more than you are able to give because that would be very irresponsible and you need to survive as well. Uh, but yeah, with the Hope Foundation and donating through Tiltify there, you're actually able to, depending on the increment that you donate, you can choose, like specifically handpick a certain something to specifically add. Like they're still sending stuff, they're still sending things, all these different things, but you can additionally handpick something that you want to send over as well, whether it be a COVID test, whether it be hygiene supplies, whether it be a first aid kit, whether it be all these other different things. You can specifically hand choose and know for a fact this is one of these items being sent. And that is something I did not realize would be as much. I didn't realize just having that added little thing would feel as good as it does, but it does, and it's super cool and really neat. And it's like, oh, I sent this thing. Like, oh, I sent that. Like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, it's good. It's good to help people. And uh not entirely sure how long that's going to be going on for, but I am prepared to help and support as much as I can. And oh, that reminds me. Uh there we go. $9 they send a COVID supply kit. $13 they send a first aid kit. 20 for a hygiene kit, so on and so forth. Uh, yeah, as Steve mentioned in the chat there, it makes it more tangible. You actually get to see and feel a piece of what you're sending over there, and that just hits a lot more close to the heart than like, oh, I sent money, which not talking down to like sending money, that's still an incredible thing that people are doing, but being able to see and choose this specific thing, that's a lot of fun. It feels good in the hot muscles. Oh, okay. As mentioned in the chat there, we are Steve is running this particular charity until Friday the 30th of September, which is getting ever closer by the second, by the minute, by the hour. Look at that. It's 10 seconds closer now. Oh my god. Which if you want to keep up with all kinds of things that we do, yeah, get while the getting is good. It's still even after the fact, donating to charities like that are good. Helping people is good. The world out there is chaotic and harsh in its own way, but as fellow human beings on this planet, this rocket ship called Earth, it is I believe it is our duty to help those that we can as much as we can and make the world a little bit of a better place to live in every day. And there are a lot of very confused, very frightened people out there who may not feel the same, but that's not our place to judge. Though, yeah, some feel free to judge anyways. I'm personally not going to. Uh, yeah. For now, though, if you like what I do, be sure to send me a follow on Twitch. Also on Twitter as well. We also have a VOD archive on YouTube as well. As I am not currently an affiliate, I don't have permanent storage for these VODs that we do, which is why the YouTube is there and so very handy. On all three Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, you can find my stuff by looking up for Levitome, all spelled the same way for now. We may do something. Well, not may. Going to. Going to do more because if we let it stagnate, then it's not going to grow. And if it doesn't grow, then it's not gonna be good. Oh yes. As Tino mentioned, even if you missed this one currently, people in the future watching this pod, don't worry about it. Also, still be aware there is also another charity that we're going to be doing next month for cancer awareness. So stay tuned for the good beans, and those good beans include not only myself, as stated, but also Malfaka at Malfaka on Twitter, Twitch, and I think it's something different. No, you can probably find. Yeah, Malfaka also on YouTube. Also, Tip of the Spear, the goodest bean of all, Steenimo, also on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Go check them out, all of them. Also, like myself, Saxman is on the path to affiliate or road to affiliate. I forget which one it is. It's synonyms. They mean the same thing. But likewise, Saxman and myself are on the path to affiliate, meaning, well, we're getting there, one step at a time, as it is a road, a path, a journey, and like all journeys, the end destination, while fantastic, is not as important as the journey itself. It's one we learn on, one we grow on, and one where we discover so much more than initially thought possible. Which sounds hokey, I know, but uh, follow follow things that interest you. Follow your passions. Uh, this all started because very good friends, Steenemo and Malfaka, uh, just learning more about this whole streaming community thing, and really, really wanting to share these kinds of games that I adore and love, and being able to connect with different people who also share this interest. It's super fun, and I am excited to see where it goes. And it would not be happening without good friends out there to help support and encourage and nurture these little sprouts to grow up into big old beanstalks. For now, though, thank you for joining us here today. And until next time, be kind to yourselves and each other. And I hope to see you again next time, as, if not sooner, next weekend, we're probably going to be wrapping up Dark Souls 1, at least. And there will be. Well, check out my Twitter coming up this week, as we are going to have a poll going uh, that will determine how this particular playthrough ends, as there is a choice to be made. But keep an eye out for that, though. For now, thank you for joining us here today, and be well.